Hello, Jason.
Hello, how are you?
I am excellent. How are you doing?
I'm good.
It's great to talk with you today. I'm here with my co-host, Ton.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I am excellent. Glad to have you on the line. If you're ready to go, we'll get started.
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, why don't you go ahead and tell us a bit about the book? You've got a new book coming out, Jay and Silent Bob's Blueprints for Destroying Everything.
Yes. So we got a blueprint book that has 50 blueprints. It's like, Kevin and I were talking about, I was telling Kevin about the blueprints and Mallrats. It's one of my favorite things from all the movies, and I was telling him that next movie he writes, he's got to try to write in, somehow write in and put in more blueprints. And we just got talking, and we started coming up with ideas of the blueprints and stuff we hate, like, traffic, like Jay and Bob destroyed traffic, and, Jay and Silent Bob blueprint for destroying self-doubt, and just different stuff we were coming up with, and we just started rolling on different things, and we're like, hey, we should just do a bunch of different blueprints, and so we talked to Steve Stark, who illustrated it, and started coming up with different ideas, and got a hold of Simon and Schuster, and started coming together. So I don't know, it's a fun book. It's just like, it's goofy stuff, but it's a fun book to definitely have on the coffee table. That you can sit down and start skimming through, and it just has all the different ways to destroy, different things. Either things a lot of the stuff is stuff we don't like traffic, like I said, or excuse me, they're going to the dentist, and just different goofy things. So it's fun.
Yeah, and you mentioned the blueprints from Mallrats, and of course that was filmed here in Minnesota. Can you give us some of your memories of being here in Minnesota and filming that?
Oh, we went to one of the things that stands out one, of course, was trying to make it over to the Mall of America that we heard so much about, which was definitely interesting. Like, people talk about how big it is and everything, and when you get in there, and it's humongous. So going there, and then definitely we went to Prince's Club, which I can't remember the name of it.
First Avenue?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, we went to, I just remember Kevin was excited because there was a club, and it's Prince's Club, and we went there one night and hung out. We had a blast. But a lot of the time we spent, at the hotel and at the mall while we were shooting. But what was awesome is after we were done shooting all day, the whole cast and crew were staying in the same hotel, and we would just all hang out in the lobby and talk about the day and have some beers and just chit chat about everything. I mean, I had a blast. Mallrats is definitely one of my favorite movies that I made, and there always will be, just because even though Clerks was our first movie, it was just a bunch of friends, and I was working my regular job, and then I'd go shoot, and it just seemed like a bunch of friends making a movie, where Mallrats, was our first studio movie, and it was just surreal to me, like getting on set and there being 30, 40 crew members and wardrobe, and, staying in a hotel and getting per diem, and it just the whole situation was surreal, and I don't know, we had a blast, and, it was chilly up there, but it was fun. It was definitely, I'd like to go back to Kevin and I talk about it. I'm like, dude, we should do Mallrats 2, and we can go back to Eden Prairie Mall and stuff. So we'll see if I can get him to write the second Mallrats, see what happens.
Well, yeah, and it's actually the 20-year anniversary of the film Clerks, and as you mentioned, it was just kind of some friends making a movie. So I'm sure you didn't really think of yourself as becoming an actor, as a career, but when did you kind of, decide maybe you were going to seriously pursue being an actor?
It was right after we did Mallrats. We met this guy Malcolm on set. He worked for Film Threat, but he hung around the set the whole time. The couple months we were there, and he wrote a movie and got some money together and asked me if I'd be in that. So it really was like during Mallrats, like after being on set, and again it being like a studio movie, and I was out there in the hotel and everything. I was just like, wow, this is amazing. Like, you get to hang out at the mall all day and pretend to be different people and just shoot, have fun on set. and then I got offered to do another movie. So I went home for 2 weeks, and then I drove up to Vancouver and spent like almost 2 months out in Vancouver shooting another movie. And so it was sort of right around then when I was at the end of shooting Mallrats and then got offered to do this other movie. I'm like, wow, this will be my third movie. Maybe this is something I can do. So, I shot that next movie, and then I went home. And then I just, I was roofing at the time, but I stopped working when I went to do Mallrats, and then I found out I was doing this movie. I didn't go back to work, and that was sort of when I was like, I'm going to try to get an agent and try to get more movies and stuff. So it was definitely right around then, but definitely Clerks. After we shot Clerks, I went back to work roofing. I didn't think anything about it. I didn't know how the process worked. I didn't know that Kevin and Scott were going to go to Sundance Film Festival and that someone could buy it. There's the possibility of it getting out on the big screen and maybe getting a three-picture deal or whatever and making more movies. So I just went right back to work, doing my normal thing. But yeah, so right after Mallrats, right at the end of Mallrats is when I was like, wow, this is something I really want to try out.
And then you two have been in a bunch of different films over the years. Is there any of those kind of appearances that stick out for you guys?
You mean doing for our movies that Kevin wrote, or just all the cameos and stuff? Like we did Fanboys, and we did Kevin and I were in Scream. So I don't know if you meant those, but again, if we're talking about Kevin's movie, I definitely think Mallrats and Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, was awesome because it was, Jay was the main character, and we were shooting in California, and we were on a studio lot, and we got to hang out with an ape and worked with Will Ferrell and all that. So that one definitely stands out for Kevin's movies. And I would say Scream 3 was pretty awesome to get asked, will you guys come be in it? Even though it's a small part, Kevin and I got to be in Scream 3 and be in line, and I don't know, it was pretty silly, but it was fun.
Well, again, the new book, Jay and Silent Bob's Blueprints for Destroying Everything, is out now. Is there anything else you have coming up or anything you want to leave us with?
Hopefully everything goes as planned. We're starting to shoot in the next couple of weeks a movie Kevin wrote and he's directing called Yoga Hosers. I'm going to be playing a character in that. I don't think I could say right now what the character is, but I'm going to be acting in that. And then, with the Hollywood Babylon pilot that I'm going to be doing a small piece in. And then we have Comic Book Men. So there's a few things that we're doing. And then I might be doing this comedy movie in October, which I'm just waiting to find out about. So there's a few things in the works. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome. Well, again, Jason, it's been great having you on today.
Thank you very much. You guys have a nice day.
Thanks a lot, Jason.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.